Hello my loves, and welcome back to day 14 of our 4-week fitness challenge. We are officially halfway through this challenge, and to finish out week 2, we have some stretching and affirmation work here. We're going to be focusing on mobility for your hips today. It's super common to have short and weak hip flexors, especially if we're sitting a lot. It's going to contribute a lot to back pain, and our hips store a lot of our trauma. It stores a lot of tension, so this is going to be a wonderful day to just kind of let it all out. Let that tension go, find some more strength in those hips and those hip flexors. I asked you guys on Instagram what you wanted affirmations around today, and a lot of what I heard was about trusting the universe, trusting yourself, and just affirming that you are going to be okay and that things are working out in your favor. So let's go ahead and get started. I want us to raise these arms above our head with a deep inhale. Go ahead and inhale up. Finding space in those ribs, setting the tone for today, already engaging that core. Being mindful of your lower back. Grab your right wrist in your left hand. Inhale as you lengthen and exhale here. Finding a stretch through your side body. Make sure you are lifting up and over, trying to crunch into your side here. Open up your chest to the sky and inhale as you rise back up. Grab your left wrist in your right hand. Inhale again and exhale as you lean here to your right. Again, finding length in that left side body. Open up your chest and find a few breaths here as we begin to breathe in. Inhale here and drop those arms. Take a deep inhale here with me. Breathe in and exhale loud. Let me hear. Good. Rolling those shoulders down and back. Bring those shoulder blades up to your ears and release the tension. Bringing your shoulder blades down your back. Exaggerate these movements. Really open yourself up. Bringing in life and oxygen. You might find yourself starting to yawn as you increase your inhales here, as you start to open yourself up and realize just how much tension you've been holding from the day. Go ahead and reverse these circles here. Good. I want this video to be something you can continue to come back to if you've had a hard day, had a long day, or you need to find some extra gentle movement. Find your neck rotating side to side gently here as we begin to find a clear space, a quiet space in your mind. Roll your shoulders and your neck forward. Drop your shoulders away from your neck. Good, and reverse these circles here. Roll your shoulders down and back one more time here for me. And begin to roll out your wrists. Again, checking in, making sure you're protecting that low back. With an engaged core, even though we're just sitting here, we can still be mindful of our body and our movements. Connecting back to that breath with a deep inhale and an exhale. Finding little stretches through your arms here, whatever is calling to you, whatever is going to make you feel most open and alive and clear-headed right now. And we'll start with these affirmations here in a moment, but I'm still just getting us connected to this breath and present in this moment. Come onto a tabletop position here. I want you to find a few cat-cows. Exhale as you round through your back, dropping your neck and your head. And inhale as your spine reaches up, as your chest is open. Good. And exhale one more time here again, just clearing your head, making an effort here to just be in the moment, focusing on your body, focusing on how your spine feels as it draws up and down, as your tailbone raises to the sky. Tuck these toes, and you're gonna push through the palms of your hands and raise up to the ceiling, pressing through your hands as your tailbone guides you up, finding a stretch. Pedal out your legs here. Again, inhale And exhale here. Find whatever movement works for you. If that's a child's pose, if you're still in your cat-cow, if you want to find some circles, hear all those joints popping. Good, continuing to push through your shoulders in this down dog. Take one more inhale and exhale as you bring it forward, knees back down onto the mat, finding a child's pose. Really focusing on slow and intentional movement. This is your time in your day. Take this arm under and stretch it out. If you need to find wider knees here, more narrow knees, whatever works best for you, take that other arm under and stretch that as well. And exhale, feeling the world melt away, feeling the rest of your day melt off your shoulders. Nothing else matters except for this very moment, and I'm so glad to have you here. So let's get into some hip mobility. The first stretch we're gonna find is a figure four. So lifting up, find your right leg on top of your left knee and press forward. If you'd like a little bit less of a stretch, feel free to take it further away or challenge that muscle and pull forward. Whatever works for you. I want you to keep a tall spine here. This mobility exercise, this little routine I'm going to take you through, go ahead and rock side to side, is a fantastic routine no matter your lifestyle. If you have a sedentary lifestyle, you're sitting a lot, if you lift, if you like to practice Pilates, yoga, whatever is your cup of tea, go ahead and switch here. This is just incredible to release, again, so much tension, to love on that lower back, to just strengthen these hip flexors. I find that it is so much easier to engage your core in the correct ways when these hip flexors are strong. It's easier to walk, it's easier to exist. Your lower back is absolutely just going to thank you for this. Now take your feet just a bit wider than your mat here. So they're gonna be wider than hip width distance, and we're gonna drop these knees in. So again, focus on keeping a tall spine. If you'd like to lean in closer, that's gonna make the stretch a little bit deeper. Otherwise, you're welcome to lean back. And just finding slow movements here as you dip this leg in, finding a stretch through that outer thigh, finding a stretch through your inner thigh as well. This is just great to wake up those muscles. We're gonna inhale here and remind yourself that I am the luckiest girl in the world. I attract lucky things to me everywhere I go. Engage your core here, again, keeping that spine tall. The luckiest things always seem to happen to me. Good, bring these feet back in here. We're gonna find 90-degree angles through both of your legs here. So it's easy to find if you have a mat. Keeping this front thigh parallel with your mat and keeping your front shin parallel with the top of your mat. Then your back leg is going to be at a 90-degree angle out directly to the side and down parallel with your mat as well. So find a deep breath here, roll your shoulders down and back, and I want you to just sit in this movement and feel this here. You're welcome to lean forward. You're welcome to put a block, a mat, or anything, even a blanket underneath you if this stretch is too much on your hips here. But I want you to just breathe in this movement and repeat, what is for me is already on its way to me. What is for me will always come to me. Go ahead and find a sway here. We're really just focused on finding movement and stretch here. Lean forward in this stretch. I want you to draw your belly button to your spine so you can find a tall spine to lift and lean forward. Good. What is for me will not miss me. The universe is working hard to bring me my highest desires. I want you to focus on pushing your knee into the ground here. So on the count of 3, we're gonna push in for 3, 2, 1. Relax here so you can get just 1 inch deeper into this stretch. Push in here, keeping that spine straight for 3, 2, 1, release. Again, see if you can get just 1 inch closer into this stretch. For 3, pushing that knee into the ground as hard as you can. For 2, and 1. Now take your hand on the outside of your foot here, and I want you to push into your hand, keeping your elbow tucked in here, pushing into that hand as hard as you can for 3, 2, 1. Relax a little bit deeper into this stretch. I sit in gratitude for everything I have now and look forward to the future with hope. I am grateful for everything the universe has brought to me in this moment, and I am expectant of a brighter future. Good, go ahead and bring this up here. Feeling how this hip is stretching as you bring yourself back up to a seated position. Now I want you to breathe in, roll those shoulders down and back, find a tall spine and find a twist here. Bringing your shoulders around to the front as you find a deeper twist here. Good. All the good things I've ever desired are on their way to me. I am energetically aligned with all the good things that I desire. I am energetically aligned with my highest and wildest dreams. Roll those shoulders down and back. Find a lean back position here. Again, if this stretch is too much for you, you're welcome to find a block underneath, or you're welcome to tuck this leg in and just find some stretches here. But we're gonna be here leaning back. Repeat in your mind, I am energetically aligned with my wildest dreams. I am peaceful and patient as the universe works for me. Take this to a forward position. Again, I want you to breathe in, find a long spine, and twist to the other side. Now, if you can, I want you to lean forward and just walk a little bit out here. You're welcome to find a side body stretch and then walk into this. But you're just finding a stretch, leaning over this left glute, and exhale, walk it out just a little bit more. I know the more I make time for calm, the more direction I will have in my life. Go ahead and pull up here. And we're gonna be focusing on this back leg here. So I want you to think of lifting this back foot in the air. Now this might be a little difficult. So if you can't lift it off the ground, all that matters is that you are making the effort to the motion. You might get a little crampy in this little glute, but you've got this right here. I want you to lift up for 3, 2, 1, drop here. And lift 3, 2, 1, drop here. Last time, I want you to lift 3, 2, 1, and drop. And I want you to push into that back foot, and we are lifting this knee up for 3, 2, 1, drop. Good. And we are lifting for 3, 2, 1, and drop. Really focusing on digging that foot into the ground, lifting up with that knee for 3, 2, 1, and we are going to drop and lift just one more time as you rotate with me here. Rotate to the top and find a stretch here and back down, pushing out with that knee out towards the wall. See if you can lift with that outer thigh and up to find the top range of your motion and back down. We're gonna do that one more time, really focusing on that stretch, focusing on connecting to your breath, and just taking this movement as far as you can. I want you to bring both of those feet center and find a stretch, placing those feet together, letting those legs drop out, finding a straight spine as you release these knees out to the side. Good. Those hips are absolutely so happy right now. Your lower back is going to thank you, and that was a little bit tough, but as you do this exercise, you will find an incredible amount of relief in your lower body. And I want you to switch to this other leg. So finding your shin parallel with the top of your mat. And again, finding that 90-degree angle with your thigh parallel to the mat as well. So in that back leg, we are in that same 90-degree. And I want you to roll these shoulders down and back and just sit in this movement, maybe rocking back and forth, maybe side to side again, finding whatever you need underneath this leg if this movement is a little bit intense for you. And I want you to repeat in your mind, I find peace knowing that the universe is always working for my highest good. I can relax knowing that the universe will take care of me. I find power in knowing that my life is a direct result of my actions and my thoughts. I find power in knowing that my thoughts can change my life. Go ahead and tuck that pelvis in. If you find that it's arched, I find for me that I will just naturally arch when I shouldn't, so engage that core. And as you do that, you'll find an even deeper stretch in that side leg heel. Let's go ahead and take a forward lean as you press this knee into the ground. You can inch this right leg out forward a little bit more. And we're gonna press into the floor for 3, 2, 1, release. See if you can get deeper into that stretch and press down with that knee into the floor for 3, 2, 1, release. See if you can get a little bit deeper into that stretch. And last time, we're going to push into the floor for 3, 2, as hard as you can, 1, release. Good. Connecting with your breath here on an inhale and an exhale. I want you to take your left hand, place it on your right foot, and push in as hard as you can into your foot, tucking your elbow in for 3, 2, 1, release. See if you can find a little bit of a deeper stretch, leaning forward here, keeping that spine strong, keeping your belly button and your spine touching, so we're not hunching over into this stretch, but we are finding a tall lean. I know that by taking time for myself, I am attracting all of my highest desires. I'm a magnet for good things. I'm a magnet for lucky things. Bring it up here, roll those shoulders down and back, and we are facing this outward leg. So I want you to twist this way and lean back to find a deeper stretch through that hip here. Good, we're breathing here, just feeling the sensation. Drop this hip a little bit more deeper into this stretch, so you really feel that rotation as you lean back here. And sit here in this stretch, just breathing, reflecting over your life, reflecting over the fact that the universe is taking care of you in every second. Even if it doesn't make sense in the moment, even if you can't see it, we're here for one more breath. And I want you to bring it up. And we're rotating to the other side again with a tall spine. Find a rotation out this way. If you'd like to find a side body stretch and then a forward reach, you are more than welcome, but we are finding a stretch through this front glute. You're welcome to walk it out and forward as you find a stretch in that hip flexor as well. Good, breathing in and out. I find peace in knowing that my current circumstance is leading me exactly where I want to go. Go ahead and inch that front foot forward a little bit if you'd like to find a deeper stretch. We're here for one more breath and exhale. I know that the universe has brought me to this exact moment and is guiding my path towards my highest purpose. Roll your shoulders down and back, finding a bright, strong posture here. And I'm gonna twist the other side so you can see my back leg as it's working, but you're gonna stay in that same movement, that same position there. So we are leaning forward and you're going to be lifting that back leg up here. We're lifting for 3, 2, 1, and drop. If you'd like to find more of a challenge, you can stay upright. We are lifting for 3, 2, 1, driving that knee in and that foot up and drop here. Again, it does not matter if you lift it off the ground. I just want that movement. I want that engagement. Here we're lifting for 3, 2, 1. Again, keeping that spine engaged, that core engaged. Drop here. We're going to drive that foot into the ground and drive that knee up to the ceiling here. For 3, 2, 1, and drop. Good. If you'd like to find more resistance, you can again keep these hips facing forward and try to push down on this knee as well. Otherwise, you're welcome to find whatever position works best for you as we are lifting for 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Let those muscles relax, and we are lifting again here for 3, 2, 1, release. Good job. That one is always tough. It feels a little bit like it's gonna cramp, but after a while you start to build that muscle, build that mobility, and it feels incredible. Now I want you to focus on driving this knee up and out. Here we're going to drive, keeping this right knee on the ground, driving this knee to the ground, this knee up to the wall, and drop. Returning forward, we're going to rotate one more time here, opening up. And by one more time, I mean we're doing it 3 times. So drop it down, keeping that core engaged, and we are lifting and opening, finding this stretch and this strength. Lower it back down with strength if you can. Let's go ahead and take it into the middle here. Again, finding a hip stretch, letting those hips fall open, finding a gentle stretch as we lean forward. Go ahead and shake this out here as you remind yourself, everything is happening for my highest good, even if I don't understand it right now. Taking this movement down, you're going to lay on your back and draw these knees up to your chest here. Good. And dropping back down, engage that core to seal your lower back into the ground. As we bring one knee up to your chest, and I want you to try to do this without hands, to focus on using those muscles. If you need to guide with your hands, that is perfectly okay as well, but I want you to draw it up to your chest. Again, focusing on having a strong core, protecting your lower back. You can find a healthy arch in your low back. If you don't have any sort of back pain, if you do, I want you to focus on sealing that lower back into the ground. I want you to open up this knee as wide as you can. Once you've reached your widest point, drop that foot to the ground. Now this is the part that's going to be a little bit tricky, but drop your foot to the ground and keep contact with the ground as you push out. Once you've reached that length, bring it in. We're going to do that again here. We're lifting up. Try again just to use those muscles. If you need to use your hand, that is perfectly okay as well. And if you can't touch the floor here, just get as close as you can. But it may take a second for your hips to allow your leg to release down to the ground. And I want you to focus on keeping control as you extend it out, keeping contact with the floor. Focus again on your back to make sure that it is pressed into the ground if that is comfortable for you. Lifting up one more time here, keeping that engaged core, and drop out to the side as far as you can, opening up those hips, keeping your left hip on the ground even when your right leg is extended here. Go ahead and touch the ground, and one more time, extend with control and bring it in. Once you are in, we are right back out. Turn your right foot out. You're going to be in first position here if you are a dancer, but turning that foot out, you're going to bring it in contact with the floor. Again, keeping contact, which is reversing this motion. Keep contact with the floor here if you can. I apologize, we are flexing this foot. I had my toe pointed, but we are actually flexing this foot here. Go ahead and bring it into the top again, focusing on engaging that core, and bring it down with control. And we are just keeping these motions fluid and strong and controlled. This is a fantastic movement for both stretch and strength. We're gonna find one more movement on this side. I want you to continue to breathe in. If you'd like to practice that box breathing we've done, you're welcome to inhale for 4 as you bring that knee back into your chest, and hold for 4. Exhale for 4 and hold for 4 at the bottom. I want these feet, both of these feet down, and then flex your left foot, draw it up to your chest. So draw your knee up to your chest. Same thing on this side, drop your knee out as wide as it can go. Again, feel free to use your arms for support here, but I want you to keep this right hip on the ground. Drop your left foot to touch and extend out. And don't kick your fridge. Hello. Spatial awareness, bringing it in and lifting that leg up. Again, keeping that foot flexed as we drop this leg open, find contact with the ground, and draw it in. Focusing again on that breath in for 4. Clearing your mind, reflecting on the affirmations we've spoken today. Preparing yourself to receive inspiration and guidance from the universe. And bringing that foot back. One last time here, bringing that flex foot out to the side of a diagonal, bringing it up, maintaining contact with the floor, maintaining your right hip on the ground as well, challenging yourself to see if you can bring it in without assisting. If you need your hand, again, be my guest here. This is all about your level, your comfort, your mobility, and continue with that box breathing. In for 4, draw those legs in, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold the bottom for 4 as we rock side to side with those knees, massaging the lower back, continuing with that breath, reminding yourself that the universe is carrying you through this moment and has already planned your success, how beautiful life is going to get for you, and how everything has a polar end to it. Every bad you have experienced has an equal and opposite wonderful good, and everything you have experienced is setting you up on the path exactly where you need to be for your highest good, for your highest happiness. I want you to take a figure 4 here, putting this leg over your knee, drawing this in, sealing your lower back into the ground here, just for a quick hold. And we're gonna go ahead and switch and pull that in. Good. Just really melting into this stretch. Go ahead and drop one leg. I'm gonna start with my left leg. It really doesn't matter where you start here, but I want you to draw this knee into your chest. Go ahead and let it drop open if that's where it would like to go. But I want you to see if you can focus on keeping it forward on your chest, because now we are taking it to allow it to drop open. Again, keeping that right hip on the ground. This is similar to what we did before, but you don't have to let that foot drop, and we're maintaining contact with that hand. I want you to inhale and bring this right leg over, finding a twist. Go ahead and cactus those arms out, finding either a goalpost here or straighten those arms. And if you are lifting your left leg up and over, take a look to your left. If your right leg is up and over, take a look to your right. I just want you to be opposite of where that leg is draped over. Breathing into this stretch and exhale. Today is all about peace in the universe, in whatever higher power you believe in. If that's a God, if that's the universe, if that's just your highest path, if that's your higher self. Either way, no matter what, there is a plan for your path, and you can find peace in that. Go ahead and take this leg back up. And I know that crazy things can happen. Someone in the group chat today was talking about how their power went out. Their car broke down. Scary, hard things are happening. And it's so hard. Go ahead and draw that next leg up. It's so hard to trust that that is somehow for our highest good. I know that I've experienced things. We're drawing this knee to our chest as we breathe. I know that I've experienced things that I don't want to believe for a second are for my highest good. And yet now here I am, being able to share these lessons that I've learned with other people. Go ahead and drop this leg out. You can maintain contact with it, grabbing at your ankle, grabbing wherever is most comfortable for you as you find a stretch through your hips. We'll stay here for a moment. But I find peace in knowing that no matter what happens, there will be another side of it that is just as bright as the dark was dark. So bring this right leg over, finding a twist gently here, bringing these arms up, allowing yourself to receive light and clarity and guidance. Drop your neck and you're face to face opposite of that leg. Grounding yourself in this moment, releasing your anxieties, releasing control. Exhale here And draw that knee back up to your chest. I'm finding that I kind of want a hamstring stretch here, so I'm going to take this leg one more time and I'm going to lift it up. You're welcome to find a stretch behind your leg or above that knee here, grabbing your ankle, grabbing whatever works for you. Flex that foot and point. And experiment with rolling out that ankle. Let's breathe into this stretch here. Good. Exhale. Feeling that peace and calmness come over you as you connect with your body, as you connect with your mind, drawing this leg back down. And let's take a stretch with that other leg into a hamstring stretch. So in the air, wherever this needs to be, if you'd like to draw it towards you, if you'd like to grab above your knee, trying to keep both of those hips on the ground here. Again, experimenting with flexing, rotating, just paying attention to your body, seeing where there's tension, where there's tightness. If one leg stretches more than the other, just pay attention and simply observe these differences. You don't need to do anything about them, just observing, getting to know yourself. Breathe in and exhale. Knowing that you are doing everything as you should in this moment. Everything is at peace. Everything is as it should be in this moment. Draw your knees back up to your chest here and find those feet for a happy baby. Releasing your legs to your side, rocking back and forth. Remembering the last time you actually felt peace when you were a baby rocking on the ground. Just kidding, that's what we're here for, to find peace. Push your feet into your hands here to find strength in your hip flexors for 3, 2, 1, and release your legs back down. We're going to be finding a few more stretches in the form of some lunges, and then we'll be all done with our hip mobility and stretching today. So I want you to find a tabletop position. And again, take a few cat-cows if that is calling to you, dropping your head and shoulders, drawing your spine up. And inhale as you lift. Good. Inhaling here, tuck your toes. I want you to inhale and find a press through those shoulders. Let's lift that right leg in the air gently. And pull through your hands if you are able to. Finding this runner's lunge. Let's extend here into a triangle for just a moment, trying to find your hips level. So draw your right hip back and draw your left hip forward. Go ahead and find another lunge. And we're just going to be finding movement back and forth between these different positions. So drawing your belly button into your spine, just because we are stretching doesn't mean that posture goes anywhere. So back and forth here. See if you can draw these movements together with your hip flexors. So releasing and extending and tightening those muscles, those hip flexors here. Find what works for you, but when you go back into this triangle, see if you can zip your legs together, and that's really going to engage your hip flexor, especially in that back leg. And one more here, drop that knee down, and we're gonna be finding movement through a deep glute stretch here. This feels absolutely incredible, especially after our glute day, after our ass and abs day. Again, I don't think I can say that word on YouTube, but sometimes it just comes out and you gotta say it how you feel it. So again, basking in that peace and that knowledge, knowing that you are going to be looking back on this moment so glad that you trusted the universe. I promise you, if your older self could look at you right now, she would be cheering you on, or he or they or wherever they are in their life, they are cheering you on. They are saying everything you are worried about right now is okay. Go ahead and stretch one more time here. See if you can find a stretch through those hamstrings that is calling to you here. And exhale, finding your breath again. And I want you to lift up into a twisted lizard. So we are lifting this front arm, planting your left hand, raising your right arm, raising back up into this lunge, and rainbow that arm back and down to find this stretch. So this back leg is finding a flexed foot. This front leg is finding a deep stretch, and gaze over your right shoulder here. And inhale, pressing back into your hand, back into your front foot, and finding a triangle one more time. Let's place that weight in your left back foot as you raise your right leg back to the sky. Bend that leg and drop those hips open, allowing a stretch. Push through your shoulders. And bring that leg back up to a straight leg position. Bring your toes back together. Pedal out these feet one more time if you would like to. As we lift that left leg, let's bring it forward into a lunge here. Again, we're going to be doing the same motion, bringing it from a lunge into a triangle. Breathing in, noticing your mood. How is your heart? How is your breath? Are you finding more peace than you did before you started the video? Again, making sure those hips are level. Draw your right hip down, draw your left hip back. And if there are still anxieties floating in your chest, weighing on you, there's a garbage truck driving by one more time. She just simply cannot get enough of us. So I want you to pluck those anxieties out one by one and go ahead and just place them in that garbage truck as she does her thing. So again, imagining those legs are zipping together as you find that triangle. One more time, go ahead and drop down. I also don't know why I decided that having my hair down for this movement was a good call, but drop that knee. Everybody makes mistakes. And we are taking this left knee in and out here, finding strength and length through this leg, trying to keep your hips square, keeping that core engaged to allow yourself to really relax into this glute stretch without injuring that lower back. So if you'd like to find even deeper length here, you're welcome to drop these arms down. If this is too much for you, you're welcome to find a block underneath your knee here. You're welcome to find any movement that feels best for you. We're going to be here just for a few more movements, breathing in and out. And I want you to think of your younger self here as we press your hand, and we're going to take it into a twisted lizard. So again, back up to that lunge, swing your arm up and over. And this twist is so powerful in releasing, finding that strong movement, and up and over. Finding a triangle one more time. Reflecting on your younger self as you draw this leg up. What would you tell her? And open with a bent leg through those hips. You would tell her it's okay. Everything works out. You made it out of that situation. You made it to the next stage of your life. Bring it back down to this downward dog. And I want you to picture yourself sitting with the younger version of yourself, whispering in your ear, holding your own hand, holding yourself in your own arms. Drop these knees here and telling him it's gonna be okay, that everything works out exactly how it needs to. And I want you to just feel here in this moment with me. Put these hands on your chest. That love. Because all the anxieties we're feeling right now are going to resolve, because they resolved before and they're gonna resolve again. So I want you to tap into the anxieties that you had 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when you were 2, when you were 3, when you were experiencing the world for the first time, when you were so young, and you felt like the world might have been a little cold or a lot cold, or you might have felt scared. Tap into those anxieties. How is she feeling? See if you can take those from her right now. and take her into your arms. And for the first time, whisper to her the way that nobody else can, even if nobody else did, that it's going to be okay. That everything turns out okay, and every little thing that she's scared of is going to be okay. Find a child's pose here and connect, because you are still that little girl. You are still that small little human, and it's okay to let that out and to let yourself be vulnerable here and admit that you're still scared. And admit that you still need someone to gather all those insecurities in your heart, hold them, hold you, and whisper like nobody else can that it's going to be okay. So I want you to find a fetal position here, returning back to your own heart. Usually we end here, but right now I want us to take a moment, finding your arm, a pillow on your arm, drawing your knees up to your chest, and grounding yourself as you allow yourself to be the one to sit with you, to sit with those anxieties and those fears, and tell yourself it's gonna be okay. You are your present self right now. You are your younger self right now. You are your older self right now. All three versions of you are in this moment. And in this moment, you are okay. In this moment, you are safe. In this moment, you have all the power in the world to comfort yourself, to call on the universe, to call on your creator, to sit with you here, as in this moment you are okay. Ground your hand into the ground. Remind yourself where you are, who you are, and allow your breath to comfort you here. Open your eyes and slowly find your way to a seated position. If you'd like to place your hand on your chest and a hand on your stomach and complete the box breathing that we usually do at the end of this, you are more than welcome to. But I'm going to allow you to take this moment outside of this video. So you've been here with us, you've been here with yourself, and this kind of peace can continue on with you in your day. If you ever need to remind yourself, ground yourself, just find this here, find your breath. And I am so grateful that I got to share today with you, and I will see you tomorrow on day 15. I love you.